Video features my favorite action shots from the 1965 Topps baseball card set. I'll start with the players in the fielding positions, and then I'll follow that with the players in the hitting position. Pitching is Jack Fisher. He was one of the starters for the Mets in their early years, and in this pose he looks to me like he's gonna throw a curveball or maybe a fastball, but he looks like he's going to throw a good one. Followed by John Roseboro, who was the catcher for the Dodgers in the early 60s and mid-60s, and he's got the best fielding pose to me in the set. He looks like he's going to throw the ball down to second base, make a good throw. At first base is Ron Locke of the early Mets, and he's a pitcher, but that pose looks more like a first baseman to me than and is a better pose than what's there on any of the first baseman. Notice the emblem on his left arm. That's a insignia that was on the a patch that was on the players for the Mets that year for the 1964 and 1965 World's Fair that took place right near where Shea Stadium was. Dal Maxfield is at second base, and he was a shortstop for the Cardinals in the years when they were in the World Series a couple of years later. But at this point he's at second base, and he's got the best pose for that position for this year. At third is Larry Bernhardt, and again it's a pitcher, but he looks like he could be at third throwing it over to first. Followed by Don Elston, another pitcher, same situation. If you use your imagination like a kid would playing a game with these cards, looks like he could have moved over into the holes, got the ball on a high hop, and now he's throwing it to first. Mo Drabowsky with the Athletics is in left field. He was a good pitcher with the Orioles, I remember a little bit later than this. And there have been a lot of Athletics in these early sets that I've shown from 1957 through 65. And these are the Athletics that are still the Athletics that are in Oakland now. But in 1968 they moved to Oakland. So up until this point they were in Kansas City since the early 50s. And that's why they all have KCs on their hats, for any of you that didn't know that. In center is Frank Bertagna with the Orioles. Looks like he's coming in from center field, throwing the ball. And at right is another Athletic, John O'Donohue. Hitters, we have Wayne Causey with the A's. I noticed this when putting this together today. Compare this, look at the video that I put up for 1964. It's the same exact picture. And I chose him to be the leadoff hitter in 1964 too, which I guess makes sense. Batting second is Floyd Robinson, and I think that's a good pose. He looks like he's has a good chance of getting a hit. He was an excellent player for the White Sox in the 60s. Followed by Mac Jones, who has, I think, the best hitting pose in the set this year. He looks like he's focused. He looks like he's going to hit with good average. He looks like he's going to hit it far too. Notice he's got his glove in his pocket. I don't think they ever did that in a real game, but they must have asked if they could take a picture of him hitting, so he stuck his glove in his pocket and grabbed the bat. Batting fourth is Dave Nicholson with the White Sox. He looks like he could hit it with left field to power there, with some power there. Followed by Frank Howard, and this is his last year with the Dodgers. He was a good player with the Dodgers, and then he became a great player with the Senators before they became the Texas Rangers. Followed by Vic Power with the Angels. I think he was with maybe the Indians or another team in one of these action shot teams for an earlier year, and here he is with the Angels. Looks like he's going to hit it with power to left field. Followed by Joe Cunningham with the Senators, Marty Keough with the Reds, and then Tony Kubek with the Yankees. I know he was on another of the earlier teams, but here he is batting, and he's with the Yankees. And that's my favorite action shots for 1965. I plan to do this for all years, so hope you enjoyed. Have a good day. Thanks. Take care.